Hello there friends and welcome back to Prison Architect. Now, remember last time we finished building up our training rooms and workshops and teaching our inmates what to do, how to work in the kitchens and do some carpentry and all that good stuff, give them some education. We filled out our capacity, but importantly, now we've done that, we've got a call from Officer Keane. So let's see what she has to say. Sorry sir, thought you ought to know, there's been another suicide. Well, that's not good. Oh no. I'm worried. I think I know who it might be. Looks like one of the prisoners ingested rat poison. Dr. Hurst is on the way there now to confirm. Oh no. Who could it be? No. Not Henry. It's a photo of his wife and his little baby. Oh no, Dr. Hurst. Is she the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Henry, you're okay. I think she might be. Oh, Henry. Never too late to change a life, sir. Oh, I was so worried, Henry. Oh, that's nice. Well, someone's still dead. I think we've made a big difference here. We've given these inmates something to work towards and a reason to keep going. You can stay and help us see the first batch of inmates through the education and work programs we've set up if you want. But I think we can handle it from here. When you're ready to leave, click on the Polaroid in Morgan's cell. Right, okay, so we've got options here. Expand to 120 cells capacity. Crikey. Well, we're a decent chunk of the way there. We've got 80 cells now. Do we want to build another 40? I mean, I feel like we know, building cells is kind of much of a muchness. We've done it hundreds of times. We've put in the toilets, we've put in the beds. It's all a bit dull, really. It's fine. Really, we ought to build one down here with another shower. That would be my recommendation. But I don't know. I don't know if we need to do it here. So maybe we should just move on out to the next task that we have in hand. So let's click on this Polaroid down here and see where it takes us. Okay, what's going to happen? Bootstraps. Chapter 5. Big news broadcast. Today on CNDC News, a special report into the state of our prisons. It's 2 years since the infamous siege at Alchemico claimed so many lives, including that of Chief Executive Charles Wallace. I remember that one, that was a bad one. Today we hear from leading experts and ask what, if anything, has been changed since those tragic events. First we go live to one of the state's longest running prisons, recently scheduled for demolition. Live now, only on CNDC News. Okay, we're here. A prison that might be scheduled to be demolished. Wait! Oh no, this is our first prison that we originally came to with our execution room and everything.
Thanks, Sarah. This prison has housed some of the country's most notorious criminals. But now its walls are being torn down, ready to be replaced by a new prison complex.
Oh, they're building a new prison. Okay, so from the start.
If you look behind me, you can see that the construction crews are already here and demolition work has begun.
There's the mayor. Looks like it, yeah.
Joining me is City Mayor Calvin Heller. Thank you, Mr. Heller, for taking the time to talk to us today.
It's my pleasure.
In the past, you've been a strong advocate of a tougher and more disciplined approach to prison management. Why demolish a facility which defined for so long the punitive approach?
Well, the prison and its operation had become antiquated. We took the decision to replace it with an entirely new facility, one with a more modern policy.
This prison was in the news a few years ago as one of the last remaining state execution facilities.
It was, remember? We built this thing ourselves. Campaigners have long thought to revoke the death penalty laws here. Will you honor their wishes, or will you rebuild the execution facility? Now, that's still under review, but it's not a decision we'll take lightly. That's important. It's a rough thing to choose, but you know, I think the people have made their voice heard.
Thank you, Mayor Heller. Back to you in the studio.
This is CNDC News reporting live on the state of our prison system. After the break, we'll be joined by Dr. Walter Hurst, a specialist in prisoner psychology and rehabilitation. There he is. Our friend Walter. This is the mayor just hanging out. He's got a phone call. Oh, he's phoning us.
Let me congratulate you on your appointment as CEO.
Oh, it's us. We got the new job. This is an opportunity, a fresh start.
You'll have complete autonomy, more or less, more prisoners, higher reoffending rates. You'll have a lot of challenges ahead of you.
This is it. They're going to set us loose.
As for the death row facility, tear it down. Or keep it. Make some use of it. It really is up to you. Someone else will take up that business if you won't.
So it's up for us to decide.
As for objectives, I'm giving you the same as I gave to your predecessor. Profits, reoffending rates, capacity. It's entirely up to you how you achieve them. One last thing. The previous CEO, Charles Wallace, left behind a letter that he used to give out to any new prison architects who joined the firm. I'm sure he would have given it to us. I mean, we did join as an architect. He had some good advice. You may find it useful to take a look.
Let's have a look at Charles's letter.
Good luck.
Thanks, Mayor Calvin Heller. Bam! Right, let's read the CEO's letter. Boom.
Dear Sir / Madam, congratulations on completing your basic induction. You are now a fully qualified prison architect.
Bam! Stamped it.
Soon you'll be designing, building and running your own prison starting from nothing but an empty plot of land and a few stacks of bricks. Before you get started though, I thought I might share some important lessons with you. Number 1. Every prison needs a warden. He should be one of your first hires. Build him a nice office and he'll open up a whole range of advanced facilities via the bureaucracy system. And who doesn't love bureaucracy? I know I do. Well, now I'm dead, but I did like it. Number 2. Bam! Individual jail cells are expensive, especially early on when funds are very tight. Why not save money by starting with a single large holding cell, which can be shared between many prisoners at once? Bam! Number 3. Let's go. Get your kitchen and canteen up and running before the first prisoners show up. And be sure to hire some cooks. Nothing irritates a prisoner more than an empty stomach. Or me. When I'm not dead. I love a snack. Number 4. Bam! Building a prison is an expensive undertaking, and you need to become a master of raising large volumes of money through grants and contracts. You know, bureaucracy, that kind of stuff. You can access these grants through the report screen. That's about everything. Good luck! The CEO, Prison Architects Corporation. See you later. I'm dead.
Thanks very much, Mr. CEO Charles Wallace. What a guy. Well, let's close it. I'm not going to delete it. That might come in handy later. Okay, our prisoner is closed to new inmates. Fantastic. Okay. So see the intake report. That's going to be here. Boom. Say no intake. That's fine, because there's no need for us to rush. You know, we don't want to start... We want it to be none for now, because we haven't got any prison stuff. Right. Raise money through the grant system. Build a prison. At least 100 inmates. Bank balance at least 60k. Net positive cash flow. Well, that's okay so far. So we just got to make sure we've got more coming in than going out. That's going to be something that will happen over time. So, grants. Now, this is one of the big things about doing your own stuff, I think, that I remember from when I first played the early access version of this game, before there was much of a campaign. So here, this is interesting. We can take on these payments, and it's going to give us cash to do stuff. So you see here, it's going to work a bit like the campaign stuff, where it'll put stuff over here on the left hand side. So like, hey, you know, you need to build a staff room, have at least 5 guards without assigned duties, and make sure no one's exhausted. Okay, and inmate health and well-being, that's okay. Should we start with the first two, seeing as they're the first two there, right? administration, and a basic detention centre. We'll take this, and we'll take this. You can only have 2 at once, unless we've got more of an accountant. Okay, and there's loads more, but they're all locked to start with, because we have to do basic detention centre, governmental security ratings, so we'll work our way through them. It's kind of a good way to let you know what you should be looking at doing in your prison. Right, we've got a prison to build, but first order of business, I'm going to make an executive decision. I'm getting rid of this thing right here. I don't want it. I've had enough. Let someone else deal with the dead people, or with the convicts. I'm not going to do it. Right, now we need to build a fence, I think, around our entire prison, right? It does look like that to me. So let's build a fence around our entire prison. Just to make sure that no one's kind of getting in and out. Right, okay. Looks like we want to come down to about here, I think. There we go, look at that. Money! And we need somewhere for the people to come in. I think they're going to come in here. So we'll bop in. Oh man, there's a perimeter wall. I should have done the perimeter wall. Does it matter? I feel like the fence does the same thing. Maybe the fence is more... it's a lot cheaper compared to the perimeter wall. So maybe we'll stick with the fence for now. I think that will do the job. You know, I'm just a simple poor man running a prison. I think we're gonna have people come in here-ish, right? Seems like a good place for them to come in, and we'll work our way around. So you can kind of see where stuff has been built before, and you can kind of work on that if you want to. I don't think you have to. Right now, I think there's a way to do like drive-in doors, maybe. But I don't know if that's like a thing. I don't honestly like know quite how that thing works. Oh, planning. What's this? Oh, okay. So you can plan stuff out. So this is one of these things, these fun things. You can do stuff while you're in the planning mode, and I can be like, oh hey, I wanna. I can't remember how this works exactly, but you go into like walls, and I'd be like, I just want to do some walls here, right? And it'll mark them out, but they won't actually get put in. So you can kind of plan out your bits and bobs, and that's quite a fun thing to do. Right, let's pause things because we don't need time to be running. We've got plenty to do. We want to start off with our building, our basic detention centre, and our administration centre. We're also going to want a little power room. So I think our power room's going to just go right here where the old power room was, right? That seems pretty sensible. And why not put the holding cell here? And we'll set up the offices behind it. That seems fairly reasonable to me. I actually think we'll make our offices a little bit longer, because why not? Give our people a little bit more space, and then we'll start building in our prison, and we'll put in, if we're going to have like the holding cell and stuff here, or in fact this was the kitchen before, wasn't it? Should we make this the kitchen again? Seems like a reasonable spot for it. We could have a holding cell here, and just run this down here. I don't think we necessarily need the storage to go quite where it's going to be. So let's build this out to here, and see how that goes. Do you want to go down to here? Down to here maybe? Or even down to here? I don't know how far we're building that fence, but I think it's going along here. If we come out of planning, maybe it will show us. Or maybe it won't. Maybe it won't show us. In fact, this is why it's important to do this, because this planning is going to tell us that we can't build that far along, because we actually don't have that much space. What are you doing? Why is... Oh, I've done objects, that's why. This should be walls. There we go. Right. And I guess it might as well stick out here, right? That probably makes more sense. And we'll build in here. We'll actually cut this stuff off, so it won't be quite the same. Because why should it be exactly the same? You know, it's a new start, a fresh start for our prison. Let's get in from the ground up and see how things go. Now, do we want to build anything over here? Not necessarily. Let's go with this for now. Let's keep it fairly straightforward, and we'll see how things go. So let's come out of planning and start setting up our foundations. Apparently time started again. I think I must have hit the space bar. Right, we'll build a little room here. And this room's going to have like a staff door. Seems reasonable. And we'll pop the staff door in here. Like so. And then we'll build another. In fact, I think we can probably do all the buildings at once and then put all the doors in. Building there. We have a building here. And we have a building down here. Like so. Then we're going to want objects. Large jail door. The large jail door to come in here. It's going to be right about here. In fact, should we put one here? And then we'll put another one over here. There's actually two entrances. And then this is going to be the canteen. Where did I can't even see where I put the door because it hasn't come in yet. We're going to want a staff door over here. For the staff to get into their offices. And then we'll kind of leave it at that for now. We'll see how that goes. I wonder if the staff door is more dangerous than the... Maybe we should have a regular door in here. For that. And maybe the same for this thing. So we'll put in actual doors because I'm not sure that they can't come. They might be able to come through the staff door. They might be like breakable because they look like they're just wooden, kind of locked doors. Now I want to see where the where's the door. Is it here? Okay, so we get a large jail door. That's 3 from the side. So 3 from the side would be here. Okay, fantastic. And then we'll also want a door around the back, which is where the and then we'll have the staff door. We'll go here, but we need to put the walls in first. So let's let them build these things up. I think once the planning goes in, they'll automatically do the thing. Did this building actually go down here? I don't know if it did. I think it might have been cancelled. Okay, so there is already a jail door set to go in there. Okay, I think we might have cancelled this accidentally when we were fiddling around with doors. Right, this thing's down, it's out. Not going to happen anymore. I didn't want it. We can increase the size of our deliveries and garbage areas if we like. Rooms. Where are they? Deliveries. Make this a little bit bigger. And we can make the garbage a little bit bigger. Eventually we might want an export area. But for now, we'll just do what we can, right? So objects. Now we're going to want a big power thing. That's an important thing to do. So. Right, that building's done, I think. It might have to have the door go in. No, the door is in. I think this is just this planning stuff can come out now. Right, okay. So, this room looks like it's done. Now we need to build the power thing. Now, let's see if we can find the old power. Is it in here somewhere? Generator, maybe? Or power? Maybe it's under utilities, actually. That would probably make sense. Power station, here we go. So, we'll bop it here. And then we'll pop some capacitors down. I'm going to invest hard in the capacitors to start with because I think it's important to get that done straight away. We also need a water pump. We probably shouldn't put that in quite the same room. Maybe we'll put the water outside and we'll just fence it off. Bum 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 bum. Just like that. Then we'll put a jail door in. And we'll put the floor down. Why not? Let's put the floor. Put some nice flooring down for that. Some gravel maybe. To go there. We'll let this stuff go in. And then we can start thinking about what we need to do here. So we're going to build out our cells here. And then we're going to build out a canteen here. And also a kind of... Right. Materials. We're going to build a canteen here with a kitchen, and then the offices are going to be up the top. So, canteen's going to be kind of here, so we'll get our kitchen going along. And we'll pop a staff door in here, because I think it's okay to have a staff door there. I suppose we can just hire a warden. Can we hire a warden before we have an office for him? Can we just kind of bop him down? Yeah, he does require an office, okay. Well, we'll build him an office in a second. We'll just put the staff door in here so that we've got that built up and ready. Okay, now let's pause things for a second and go into planning. We'll build out this room here. So, we're going to we need an accountant and a warden. Now I'm just going to look in staff and see what we're actually going to want down the line. We're going to want a warden, we're going to want a chief, a foreman. So we potentially want 6 offices. But we don't need them all for now. We can start off with just a few of them. So we can start off with just building, 5, like 4 offices maybe. Just go. So the warden's obviously going to have a prime office, kind of right here. And then we could have someone behind him up here. And they're going to be their offices. Then we're going to have... come down here. Like so. We'll build you up here. Just thinking about how best to do this. I think that does... in fact, no, I think what we'll do here is... These guys will have... We'll have you come in here and have like an office like yay big, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll have an end office on the end. Does that work? I mean, that does work, but I think maybe it's a little bit small. I think maybe we should do it yay big instead. Because why not, These people can afford it. Should this... we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offices here. We don't necessarily need 5 at once. So I almost feel like maybe we should just have the warden's office be a bit bigger. He can have like a fancy end office. There we go, kind of like so. And he can come in. You can come in here. Or in fact, you could come in here, and then he can kind of not be exposed to the elements, as it were. Okay, and then we'll want some staff doors in. So let's bang some of those in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's got the staff door? In fact, now I'm actually building. I should probably actually build. Materials. Walls. Brick wall. Here we are. See, this is one of the nice things with the planning, is you can get it down, you can sort your layout out, and they don't start moving stuff around and getting it in the way, which can be a problem normally. Okay. So, with that done, We've got to start. Should we start letting them put that in while we're doing that? And we'll put in the walls here as well. It looks like we might already have put those down. Yeah. Okay. So we'll let them start getting that stuff in, and we'll designate some of these rooms while we're here. So, office. There we go. And you see it works out that there's all part of the same office. And then we, how do we get our staff member? Can we just pick him up? Tell him to go in there. Maybe he has to have an office first. Okay. Well, now that exists, office desk, chair, filing cabinet. Get those in. Let's get this guy working because then we can start. He can start doing stuff. Office desk. Here we go. Which way around's the computer? The books are on the left of the computer. So I think that's, yeah, you can see the keyboard there. So we'll bop a chair in for him as well. Like so. And a filing cabinet to keep all his dirty work in. And should we give him like maybe not a pool table. We'll give him a television. I don't know which way around the back of the TV is. It's quite difficult to tell on these. I think it rotates them clockwise, but it's quite hard to see. Maybe we'll give him a sofa in case anyone needs to sit in there and chat to him. And that's probably going to do it. We'll pop a drinks machine in the corner so he can treat people if they're ever after something. Okay. And I guess we'll pop in a window or two. Probably pop a window into each of these offices. Because they are, you know, these are staff offices. They can afford to be a little bit nicer. This end office is actually quite nice as well. Right, okay. Can we get this guy to go in his office now? Maybe we need to actually finish the office working out. We should probably put the utilities in. Like so. I think that will do all of them, but it might need to come down into here for that to work properly. We'll have them go in here and run down here. This also needs to come down here. Like so. And then we can start pumping the... what does a pipe valve do? Oh, you can toggle water on and off. Okay, well that's good to know. So we're going to want water going to the kitchens anyway, so we'll bop the water like along here. And we'll work on it from there. And we'll have it also coming down here because we're going to want it going into this building eventually anyway. So let's have these guys run their business down. Like so. In fact, let's run this one down. I think that might be a little bit more efficient. And we can run it round once we get a little bit further through. But let's take a look and see how that works out. So that should start everything kind of ticking along. We'll start building things out. We'll start putting a path in maybe. Maybe that's a good thing to do. We've got a path here. So you're going to come in from the main road. Then you come down here. Like so. And we'll put something in. Well, we probably won't put anything particularly fancy in there, but you never know. We'll have them come along here. Like so. And then if they want to, well, if the staff want to, they can come up here. Here's a nice path. Sneak in there. Once this gets to here, there'll be a path going up here, which is for the kitchen staff to kind of sneak up their way. And we'll have the path come down here as well. so that if they want to do that, then they can. And that's probably going to be the basic setup for things. Now, do we turn this thing on? Do we need to do that? It should be on. I think it is actually on. Do we have lights automatically going on? Auto lights. The auto lights is selected, so I think lights are installed. Yeah, it looks like the lights are installed. They just need to be powered on. See, he's gone into his office. It's now labelled as Warden's office, which kind of wonks out here, but that's fine. Not a real problem. I guess we could have put the door there, really. Wouldn't have been any harm in it, but, you know, don't want to overdo it. Let's put in some flooring for our nice, what would they have? I guess they'd have like a wooden floor for the offices. Probably reasonable. Like so. And then like so. And then we'll have marble tiles in the main room like that. This thing's just going to be like a concrete floor because it's... I think concrete floor might be the default thing. So maybe we don't actually need to do anything for concrete floor. We'll have a ceramic floor in the kitchen. Seems reasonable. I think I've actually accidentally put it on the walls there. There we go. Ceramic floor. And what do we want where everyone's going to be eating? Maybe like white tiles. Like it's quite nice, but it's not completely outrageous for the inmates to be eating in. Okay, that's pretty much everything we're going to need to get us started. We've got, let's take a look at our goals. We've built one of 2 offices, so we only got to really label out these other offices, so maybe we should do that. Even if we don't necessarily fill them out straight away. We're going to have the other one here. I guess this should be our 2nd office. And then this should be our 3rd office. And this can be our 4th office. But the next one's going to be in here, so we'll pop the stuff in. Office desk. Like so, with a chair. And a filing cabinet. And they also get a television. And they also get a sofa. Where's the sofa? Just get a single sofa. Just in case people need something. Okay. Put a radio in the warden's office in case he wants to listen to the radio. He gets fancy stuff. I mean, he's the boss. So, you know, you always get a bit more fancy stuff when you're in charge of things. Unlock finance through bureaucracy. Here's bureaucracy. Security, maintenance, finance. Boom. Let's do it. Security's already approved. You have that to start with. Maintenance already approved. We need some, we don't have a foreman yet, but we do need to see how many workers we've got. Because I don't think we have very many. Can we have a look at staff? It'll tell us. We've got 12 workmen. That's probably okay. Should we put a guard in? I mean, we don't really need a guard because we haven't got any prisoners yet. Chief of staff is probably a good man to have. So, should we make the chief of staff the second? No, I think maybe the accountant is going to be like the one with the fancy office, because the accountant's always the one with the fancy office, right? That's the way these things work. I know what I'm doing. Alright, well, we'll let this build itself up, and then we'll carry on actually running it next episode. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, be sure to pop that like button, subscribe to the channel for more Prison Architect and other games as well, of course. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers!